Hello, this is Duncan Evans for the Brutally Delicious podcast. Today I'm reviewing the new record from Altarage. Altarage are a band from Bilbao in the Basque Country in Spain. They have an anonymous membership, so they don't tell you any of the names or who plays what. But this is their fourth full-length album. It's called Succumb. As soon as you start the first track, you're greeted with this absolute wall of noise. It's really extreme sounding. It's quite an impenetrable sound, but still powerful. So it's not lo-fi. It's calculatedly impenetrable. So the guitars are really noisy, absolutely huge. The vocals just peak out. They're really anguished, screamed vocals. And again, there's other elements such as guitar solos and things that just peek out through this wall of noise created by the dissonant and noisy guitars. But actually, once you start to get through that, you can hear there's a lot of subtleties. There's a lot of different things going on and a lot of different influences. So you've got some death metal breakdowns. You've got a lot of the tightness of death metal in the riffs. You've got some elements of grind. A lot of the parts are super fast and chaotic, but you've also got some elements of atmospheric black metal, some interesting synthy sounds, which might be affected guitars or might be synths, and you've got some doom elements as well, where things slow right down. You've also got some progressive influence, some oddly accented riffs and time signatures. And you've got some noise and ambient music going on in places as well. Like there's a track called Fair Warning, which has a repetitive chime-like synth or sample, and then moves into this scuzzy, harsh noise bit. And there's even some clean melodic guitar parts, like the start of the album closing track, which is called Devorador De Mundos, has a clean melodic guitar part. And then that track is about 20 minutes long, and at the end, it has this huge droning guitar chord, this massive noisy chord that just goes on. And then that gradually shifts into a kind of noisy synthy sound. So there's a lot going on here once you get past the fact that it's a very extreme metal sound. It's actually deceptively varied and diverse. And it doesn't quite fit into any category of extreme metal. There's influence from lots of different subgenres thereof. But if you like your extreme metal very harsh and heavy, then I think you're going to enjoy this a lot. It's out now on Season of Mist. That's Succumb by Altarage.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freites from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.